While the first 3 seasons of Bridgerton have several things in common, repeating the formula of adopting a new lead romance with each installment, Benedict Bridgerton's, played by Luke Thompson, story includes several unique elements that will set it apart from previous seasons. Adapted from Julia Quinn's Bridgerton novels, the show focuses on the Bridgerton children's search for love. Bridgerton is one of Netflix's most popular series and has gotten better with each season. Although Benedict's story comes after Antony's, Jonathan Bailey, in Quinn's novels, the series skipped him and had Colin, Luke Newton, as one of the season 3 leads. However, with the confirmation that Bridgerton season 4 will focus on Benedict, there are many differences fans of the period drama can expect from his story. It's worth noting that the exact storyline for the 4th season is still unknown, but given that it will be based on Quinn's An Offer from a Gentleman, it's possible to deduce how the story is likely to pan out. 7. Bridgerton season 4 will show a main couple as parents. Penelope and Colin have a son at the end of Bridgerton season 3, while Anthony and Kate are expecting. Penelope, Nicola Coughlan, and Colin Bridgerton, Luke Newton, sharing a carriage in Bridgerton season 3 episode 5 Image via Netflix. In Quinn's books, Daphne, Phoebe Dynevor, Anthony, and Colin are all parents, but the series hasn't shown much of any of them in that role so far. Since Regine Page left Bridgerton after season 1, it's understandable why Simon and Daphne's parenting adventures aren't overly featured in season 2. Kate, Simone Ashley, only gets pregnant midway through season 3, so there is no opportunity for her and Anthony to be depicted as doting parents. However, Bridgerton season 3's ending sees Penelope and Colin have a son. Given that they will be returning for the 4th season and may even have a bigger role than even Kate and Anthony, the series can use this opportunity to explore a storyline that has been ignored in the past seasons. The leading premise of Bridgerton is the romance between each year's main couple, but it's still important to show how they have evolved after their season has passed, with new trials and responsibilities. 6. Benedict's story will be based on a fairy tale. Benedict and Sophie's romance includes many elements from the Cinderella narrative. Benedict Bridgerton sitting on a sofa, grinning as he rests his head on a hand. While the love stories in Bridgerton might all seem like fairy tales, only Benedict's is strictly based on one. Benedict and Sophie's, Yerin-Ha, story shares similarities with Cinderella. The couple meets at a ball, has an amazing dance, and the mysterious young lady runs away at the end of the night, leaving a memento behind that will help her suitor find her. Another element in An Offer from a Gentleman inspired by the classic tale is Mrs. Gibbons' role in Sophie's life. Mrs. Gibbons, who is the head housekeeper on the Earl of Penwood's estate, acts as the fairy godmother in the book. Mrs. Gibbons ensures Sophie goes to the Bridgerton masquerade ball where she meets the man who becomes her husband. Benedict's story being based on a fairy tale will add a fresh perspective to the series, giving it an especially romantic feel. So far, Bridgerton has incorporated the usual tropes found in romances, such as Anthony and Kate's enemies-to-lovers story and Colin and Penelope's friends-to-lovers dynamic. With Cinderella being the inspiration for Sophie, Bridgerton season 4 will have even more material from the fairy tale that it could utilize. 5. Bridgerton season 4 will have a time jump. Benedict only meets Sophie again 2 years later. Luke Thompson as Benedict Bridgerton smiling in Bridgerton season 3. In the 3 previous seasons of Bridgerton, the Bridgerton siblings meet their future spouses, fall in love, and get married during the same social season. Benedict's story takes a slightly different route. This installment in the Bridgerton book series sees Benedict meet Sophie, or as he comes to know her, the Lady in Silver, during his mother's 1815 masquerade ball. After Sophie leaves the ball, Benedict tries to find her but fails. They meet again 2 years later when he saves her from Philip Cavender and his friend's unwanted attention, although he doesn't recognize her until later on in the book. The time jump in Bridgerton season 4 is needed as it will be significant for Benedict's character arc. In season 3, Benedict has an affair with Lady Tilly, Hannah New, and a threesome with her and her friend Paul, Lucas Aurelio. However, he ends their relationship when she wants them to be monogamous. The time jump in season 4 will allow Benedict to still explore his sexuality. If he were to immediately fall for Sophie, it would undermine what he came to realize about himself in season 3 and stunt his growth, which would ultimately make him a terrible partner.